You're welcome back to the Real Talk Show on African Entertainment Television. We've had a very interesting conversation here already, but now we're moving to a new segment, which is a social media roundup segment. In this segment, is a totally different conversation. Now, if you guys remember, there was ahead of the single that Simi released recently, we knew that she brought out a challenge that was called Nobody Like Woman, where a lot of women were jumping on that challenge with black and white pictures of themselves, writing comments and statements that they had received from the public that were critical comments and statements. So we had people come out and say, oh, people have said this about me because I don't have a male child. People have said this about me, that I'm not good enough at work. I cannot take another leave because I've taken maternity leave. So at that point, a lot of people started bringing out some of the challenges that women in general face. And of course, they're bringing out some of the challenges that they face based off of what people have said that are negative comments to them. So now, I don't know if you guys have seen some of those particular ones. So there will be some of them just on the screen now for you to take a look at. But now the question now I want to ask you guys is, do you think that there's so much advocacy for women? Because Simi was basically singing a song about women, talking about the sufferings that women face, talking about the comments that they, get from people when it comes to marriages, pressure from in-laws, when it comes to just so many things in general. So do you think there's so much advocacy? I know that recently there's been more advocacy for equality, gender equality, and it's in form of people supporting feminism, people becoming feminists. Do you think there's too much of that for the women, and it's not necessary, or what do you think? Is there so much support for women in general right now than men that is becoming unbalanced? Okay, let me ask Tayo. She's nobody saying anything.
Oh, I thought she was referring that to you. Okay, to be very honest, I really don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think women don't like women. Yeah. Simi started that challenge. I saw it. I mean, it was impressive, yeah. Though I didn't jump on it. And then going through the comments, most of these people, the things they put out were actually true. Factual. Some of them, I follow them. I see these things. But then go look at it. The people that actually said those hurtful things to them were actually from women. So now where's the love? And some of them, even after the whole challenge, they went back and they were still continuing, like they never stopped. Take a look, I think during that period was when an Instagram dancer, Instagram sensation, I don't want to call her name, but she's married. That was when the whole saga of her sleeping with somebody else broke out. I went through the comment section. Okay, she disabled the comments, but blogs carried the story here. Comments were coming from women, calling her names. I'm not in support of what she did whatsoever. But I mean, where's the love? It was the same moment Simi was carrying out that challenge, and people were there on her page, acting all love. We love ourselves, women supporting women. But there, same period, all hate. To the other lady that had the relationship with the man that did not work out, the lady that was once married. I'm just being careful, I don't want to call names. Yeah, so there as well, people were there, same women. Look at this one, she can't keep a home. You're here, your husband, your ex-husband is happily married to the other person, they're okay. Hateful comments, hateful words and all. So I just think the advocacy is not much for women. And the little ones that we have are fake, if you ask me.
Wow.
Women don't like women. I've worked in about 3 different places, and I tell you, I would rather work with a male boss than a female boss. They act like the love is there, but they're not. Women naturally are in competitions in their head.
With the next woman?
Do you get? A man really don't. A man would be here, be your boss. All he wants is the job to be done. Like, why are you late? Do this and that. He cares less about what hair you're carrying. He doesn't even know the name of the wig you have on, if it's expensive, if it's higher than your salary. But there you have a female boss, and she knows, let's say your salary is 200K, you're working with a hair worth 350K. And she knows the hair, she knows the brand, she knows the amount. She's like, ooh, I paid this girl less. Okay? The next day you're in with a designer. In her head, she's already in a competition with you. Like, who is this person that is that? Do you understand? So the advocacy is less, I think. And I think if we really want to start it, we should be genuine about it.
Okay.
You see another woman doing better than you, applaud her. you're really interested, get to know what she's doing. I just feel we don't love ourselves. I'm being very honest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have anything different to say about the whole thing?
I think I want to support that to a large extent. Based on the fact that where I work, we have more ladies, and I see what they, how they react to each other and what they do. So most times, you find that the few guys that we have around actually like have more love than the girls, truly. Like, so coming off from what she actually, the way she explained it, so you realize that, in as much as I feel like, contrary to you thinking that the advocacy is not much, I think it is much. I think it is much, but it's just that it's not being used, or I would say people don't adhere to it. And I feel, or let me say, the female gender do not adhere to that advocacy, like amongst themselves. So the competition and
all of that keeps happening.
Yeah, it keeps happening.
Okay, so
makes them like, just natural, so it just becomes a natural aid, and you just find out that, okay, this person comes in, so you find out someone joins a company at so and so time, because the person is doing well at work, gets a promotion before you, because there's something you are not doing right, and then suddenly there's a bit.
So I need to ask you a question at this point. Are you saying that it doesn't happen with men? Are
It
men,
does happen.
men,
It does
are
happen.
men not in
It does,
competition
but
with
it's
each
not
other?
pronounced.
Probably even more.
It does happen, but the fact is, men know how to settle issues right there, right then. Sometimes you just go over bottles, we sit down, we drink,
Right.
and we study it.
And that ends
out.
it. Okay,
That
so
ends it.
I
And you
need
just
to-
find out that the both of them meet tomorrow and they greet. What's up, G? How you doing?
And they've moved on, yeah?
We've moved on. It's done.
Okay, so now another question now is this. Would you prefer to have a female or a male boss?
So-
Definitely a male boss.
so,
A male boss for you,
male boss,
Ada.
Right.
What about
So-
you?
So I would say any one of them will be fine for me.
Okay.
However, I think a male boss will be fine. But if it's any one of them could actually work.
Okay.
But I may want to tilt towards having a male boss, because sometimes really, like, just for the fact that women sometimes don't, like, they just go to the extreme. They're always extreme with some things, and having a boss that gets to the extreme
I'm sorry, I
can
don't
be
know.
killing.
I don't know what to say about this, extremity that you keep describing.
No,
to
no.
be honest.
So it's not like me trying to, like, how will I put it, bring down the female gender. No, that's not it. But sometimes, imagine you're trying to beat a deadline, and then your deliverables are not ready yet. A man, being your boss, will tend to understand if you give him reasons why it is. Because probably maybe his own boss as well is like putting fire under him, but he would know how to.
You feel
calm
like a
him
man
down.
may be able
Yeah,
to
you
sort
know
of
how to
handle it better.
Handle the situation.
Curtail
But
the situation
imagine,
better.
but imagine a lady being your boss. I once had a female boss, and I understood how it was.
At this
So
point,
that's why I'm
at this
actually,
point.
like, saying that.
Before that, I also
That,
think
but I just feel like generally, women should just try and love each other more.
Okay,
Right.
thank you.
I also think men show more empathy than
Towards
women.
women?
Yeah.
Towards
Even
women?
even to themselves.
Yeah.
Even to
Now, I
themselves.
once worked somewhere where a lady was my HR. Yeah. I was genuinely sick. I had menstrual cramps. And then I walked up to her. I told her I was down. I needed to go home to rest. The next thing she said was, let me call the cleaner to go get you a drug for it. Yeah. And there they brought the drug for me to take and still work. I was angry, yeah. But I've worked with men as my bosses. If I tell them I am down, they're like, oh, go home, rest, take your time. They just have that love for this gender.
So I have something to say about that.
Okay.
So I think one of the reasons why it looks as if women are not very sympathetic towards one another is because we go through the same things. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So like
It's
if
not
a
just
woman...
to the female gender, the female may not be sympathetic to the male gender as well.
I don't know about that, but let me just say what I think. This
Differently.
is my reason, because
People
if you
deal with things
see
differently.
if you see a woman probably trying to oversee another woman during labor, you'd see like it's coming from a place of love, but at the same time it's coming from a place of I understand. You can't afford to be tired, you can't afford to be lazy. So there's a certain level of I know what you're going through, I've been through it, and that's why I feel like in that case, even though I don't support what that woman
I don't
did,
think they interpret
she would
it that
offer she would offer you drugs because she's like, I know what menstrual cramps can
Gabby,
feel
you're
like.
reasoning like the whites right now.
But you know,
Like
but you
it
know-
was.
Like the whites. Here, they
but
don't
you know-
think
but you
like
know that
we've
if
been
it
through
was a
this
male
together.
HR, you
Yeah.
simply say, oh, it's fine, take the day off.
Exactly.
That's my point.
rest.
Okay.
Now, talking about this labor thing, yeah, the white people will be like, oh, I've been there before, you can do it, just push a little harder, the baby's coming. Here, madam, push, Nana, you be the first. Push, 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 I beg, I get where to go. It's not from a place of I understand. It's from a place of, I don't do it, I know die, you know go die, I know waste my time. It's not love.
That's not, you would call that love, would you?
Exactly.
Okay.
They've had the experience, but it's not love.
Once I had the
Exactly.
female boss, the one I talked about, I wasn't feeling too well. I had flu. It was messy. I was so embarrassed. I was sneezing. Everything was just happening. And then I was like, I needed to go home. I mean, I told her I needed to just go. Maybe my colleagues were like, oh, guy, just leave, just go home and rest. And she came in and said, even if you have one leg tomorrow, make sure
Wow.
you come into this office.
Wow. That's terrible.
Because I was supposed to manage, handle a meeting that was supposed to happen the following day. And she
Okay.
told me that. I literally lost it at that point in time. I wanted to talk, and then someone just told me to, I made eye contact with someone who then just told me to just cut it.
Let it
and
go.
say it.
Okay, so
But at that point in time, I was like, really? Like, even if you want to persuade me to come to the office the following day, there are better ways
to say
to say it
right.
to me that will make it
So-
come. This just made me, and for information, I didn't go the following day. I was fine enough to go, but I chose not to.
Wow.
You still had the job?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I just told him I'm not feeling that from yesterday. This is how bad it was, and I just can't make
You
it.
just can't make it.
But in fairness, I could still try to go.
But you
for the
decided
road,
not to.
Just because of that.
That treatment.
That treatment.
Okay, so
decided to.
I want to point out something quickly. While we've talked about the gender differences and we've highlighted them, I don't want it to make it look like, I think that there are many reasons why two different people can be different from each other. Like a female boss can be different from a male boss because, not just because of gender. There are many other things that come into play, like personality differences, like background, like religious beliefs. So if we're saying that a female boss, you know, is not as caring as a male boss, I want us to just understand that so many of the things that may cause that may not just be gender. You know, I don't want us to paint the female gender as bad. Remember, I said from the beginning.
That's not to also say that.
I know
the female
it.
boss
Okay.
doesn't have the female boss doesn't have the good sides.
Yeah, we have some good ones.
There are also the good ones that would also like, you know, even this same person I was talking about had good times too, where she would just overly just say, come into the office, I'm like, oh, like, why are you guys down like this? Okay, I think I'll get everybody lunch. And everybody's like, oh, wow, really? This is happening? You know, sometimes like that, she does things like that too. So it's not like it's totally bad.
Okay.
But there's some certain situations where you expect something better, but it just doesn't
For me, I
happen.
think I've been in situations where I have male bosses, and I think that sometimes these male bosses tend to not, what's the word now? They don't over manage you, let me put it that way. They don't, there's another word for it where, you know, you're constantly like just checking up on the person, making sure the person's doing their work. I feel like, you know, I find it sort of less with male bosses than with female bosses. Female bosses may be more, you find them more around, wanting to be more involved in your work, you know, and yeah. So,
That's
I
part of the
mean,
good, to me, I feel it's part of the good things.
it's good, you
Yeah,
know.
part
So,
of the good thing about a female boss, yeah. She wants you to, it's always hands-on, wants you to, because you know she's actually coming around severally, I think it probably gives you that,
But it doesn't give you room to be real. You're fake because you're always told just not to be in the
so
black
you
book.
would always want to do good. So even if even if it's fake, you still do your job well enough, because you would know that anytime she's going to like show up, so you still want to do your job very well. I don't know if
True
you
that.
get- if
Yeah, I
that
do.
makes sense. Yeah, you still want to do your job, and then a male boss that you feel like is just giving you that time to do whatever it is you want to do.
okay. So, I
That's the
mean,
part.
you guys, thank you so much for your, you know, different perspective and contribution. One thing that we've said is we've talked about all the different gender differences that we know about, but I'll still keep pointing out that, you know, with all these differences, we shouldn't forget that personality also comes into play. So sometimes a woman may behave like this, not just because she's a woman, but also because of her personality type. And some other times a man may behave like this, not just because he's a man, but because of his personality types. So we've had a very interesting conversation, and this is the part where we wrap up this particular segment. We're moving to the very next segment, which is going to be so much fun. When we get back from this break, we get into that segment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're welcome back from the break. Of course, this is still the Real Talk Show on African Entertainment Television. We've had a very interesting conversation. There's been a lot of back and forth, trying to settle the matter. I hope we've, done our best to settle this matter.
I think
Do you
so.
think we've settled this thing once and for all?
Yeah.
To some
I think
extent.
We tried our best. We tried our best.
We tried our best. Most definitely. Now we're moving into another segment, and this segment is called the Game of Games segment. The way the game works is this. So if I ask you, never have I ever, blah, 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 blah. So you say I have or you say I haven't. And if you say I have, I get the access to ask you where, when, how, and all the other details that I want to know after that.
All right, fine.
Do we agree?
Okay.
Is it fine? Yes. Okay, so first, never have I ever lied on my resume.
I haven't.
I haven't.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah, I haven't.
Okay. So all the things on your CV, you did it.
Yeah.
Okay. Never have I ever read a partner's text message.
I have.
Whoa. Okay. What were you? Let me hear his answer first.
I think I have.
Two people are
was-
guilty.
but-
But it was what? You didn't mean
It was
to.
a one
You
time
stumbled.
So I didn't.
Okay, it was a
actually
one-time
didn't mean
thing.
to.
Oh, you didn't mean
I
to.
didn't
It
mean
just
to. It
sort of
just
happened.
Happened.
Ada, did you go looking
I'm sure
for
she
the
did.
message?
Yeah. I had no job. I was trying to be busy.
Wow.
So his phone was the next place to.
To check things out. Okay. I'm not gonna ask you what you found, but it's fine. Let me just.
Yeah, mine
move on.
wasn't. I didn't plan to. She just dropped it. Like she dropped the phone on me. I don't know.
On you?
Yeah, she went out to chill and I think was a bit tipsy. I was having a chat with the person while coming
Oh,
in.
really?
So I think she wanted to use the restroom, so she just dropped the phone beside me. So I was like, "What's like?" I just turned and wanted to pick like, "What's up?" And the message just came in, and I'm like, and so that prompted me to.
Wow.
Did you cry afterwards?
What did you find?
Let's move on.
Let's move on. Let's move on. I don't know what to
It was
say.
heartbreaking, actually.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness, I'm so sorry. Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so the very next one is never have I ever lied about my income.
I haven't.
You haven't, have you?
I haven't.
Oh, really? Okay. So never have I ever convinced a friend to dump a partner. Have you, Ada?
No.
Okay, you haven't.
No, I haven't.
All right. So why are you doing that?
So thinking about makes me feel because they actually ended up breaking up the relationship, but it was just worth it at that time. She was seeing someone else who was my friend.
Okay.
So I don't know. I went for a party and saw her there with someone else.
Wow.
It was just right for me to tell my friend. So
Yeah.
I did everything I could. I convinced, said everything. They kept on still seeing, but I think that already put some thoughts already in his mind. So on the long
Wow.
run, they broke up and
Okay. Let me see the next question. It makes me, I don't know if I should go ahead, but I would. I'll try. Never have I ever cheated on a partner.
I have.
I have.
I'm not going to ask further questions because,
Why?
do you want to give the details?
No. I just want to know why. Why you're stunned.
Okay. No, I'm not stunned. I
Okay.
think I'm just, not feeling the need to ask more questions because I feel like that might not be too comfortable. You don't agree? Then let me ask you the question.
No, I can't remember. Trust me, I can't remember anything.
Okay, so let me ask the very last one. Never have I ever donated an organ?
I haven't.
Have you?
No.
Does blood count as organ?
No, blood is not an organ.
Okay.
So you're safe. Never have I ever fallen asleep in public.
I have.
Have you? Fallen
Can we
asleep in
consider church?
public? Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, we all have. I've fallen asleep on the bus many times.
And took you beyond your stop?
No, I was lucky.
Fine.
Somebody had to shake me and say, "Wake up! Are you going to?"
Really?
Yes.
The only time
many
I passed
times.
my bus stop was during a gossip. Two people were just talking. The
And
gist
you were
was
just
so interesting.
dropping.
Yeah. I decided to follow them to hear everything. Yeah.
Jeez.
No, this was not them to them passing. You chose to pass your bus.
I know. Like, I don't even know what it was
That was so
interesting.
sweet
I
to hear,
just
actually, like really.
I just wanted to
You're
hear everything.
comfortably, like ready to like go beyond.
Yeah, I did that. I followed them, and then I tracked back.
I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say.
Okay.
But I hope you heard everything you
Yeah.
wanted to hear. All the juicy got it. That's good.
That's actually.
Thank you so much, Ada, and thank you so much, Tayo. You guys have been so much fun on the show today. I'm not even going to lie. You guys have been so much fun. And thank you, of course, for helping me settle this gender matter that has been on for a very long time. The war is finally over. Do we agree?
Yeah, we did. I think we did our best. Yeah.
Kind of.
We tried.
We'll have a rematch.
We have a rematch another time.
Yeah,
This fight is not over.
It's
The war
not.
still goes on.
No, it's not.
Okay, so in an attempt to obviously understand each other, that's the two different genders. We've had a conversation here. It has been both enlightening and fun as well. Thank you to you for watching, and this is the part where we wrap this particular episode. Don't forget to keep watching AETV Live, download the app, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on all our social media platforms. The name again is Gabriel Egu, and this is The Real Talk Show on African Entertainment Television. We'll be back again next time with another exciting episode. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.